Good evening.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Bailey, I applaud your self-restraint. I keep telling myself I'm not going to buy anything until Chicago. And then I keep spending affiliate credit on things, other places. So,
Goodness.
does it count if it's affiliate credit? I'm not sure, but I am buying things. So
I didn't buy it yet. Well, I didn't receive it, but I placed an order for the new Jinghao 10, which everybody's talking about, and everybody has like some kind of a input, and I want to try it out. First of all, I don't have the decimo, I don't have the vanishing point, and I refuse until this moment to have a retractable pen, except that I do actually have one, the Enso pen, the prototype, but I gravitate to see how the Jinghao 10 will turn out. So wish me luck.
And yet my fidgeting pen this evening is a Decimo in violet.
Ooh, very nice.
That is the pen that I'm fidgeting with this evening. Ooh, that's a pretty pen. Sorry,
in violet. I like
violet.
I actually have the grape diamond. It's really beautiful.
The only TWSBI I have is an Eco. But
diamonds are beautiful.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't love an Eco. And because I don't love an Eco, I haven't bought any other TWSBI pens.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a couple of Ecos. You totally
covering my ears.
Totally have some, but you don't like it. I don't like it either. So
yeah,
I only like the mini diamond.
Okay.
I like all the diamonds.
I only got an Eco because it kept coming. It's one of those things. I got it because it kept coming up in 20 questions.
Yeah.
In that first Chicago season, it came up in so many episodes that I bought one from Atlas before we left the show just to understand the hype. It's the same reason I buy. If somebody has a really passionate rant about a very specific color they hate, I have to buy the ink. I need to understand why they hate it so much. Like, I just ordered the one that Rob really hates from Faber-Castell. I have the one Steven hates up here. Like, I need it on my shelf so that I can understand their hatred. If you can have an impassionate rant about something, I need to try it.
Oh my God. Majestic hair. I'm sweating bullets, guys. I just closed the door and my heater is kind of high because we have a cold weather around here. The temperature dropped. It's snowing outside. And the heater kind of like went up higher than expected. And there you go. Maybe next time I would prepare the TWSBIs and maybe I can show the TWSBIs, but for the next show. Right now I have other pens though.
I don't even know where my TWSBIs are. They might be up in the Quality Street treat tents. Like, I don't know where. I've only got one. And for a long time it was inked up, but
maybe next
time
like
it's
currently
Team Kakuno and Team TWSBI, and I think I'm sort of more Team Kakuno for the beginner pen.
I have both, but I am Team TWSBI. I think the acrylic and versus plastic has a little difference. So
I think that, like, I don't own a Kakuno, but that was Mom's starter pen, and I think I'm definitely Team Kakuno because that's also what Maya ended up picking up as her beginning pen. Like, that's as beginning pens go, there's so much less fuss than a TWSBI. You don't have to worry about ink bottles. You can just buy cartridges and you're good to go.
Yeah, I've noticed that quite a few sketchers use either Lamis or Kakunos, and I tried a couple of Kakunos and I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. Also, you can write or you can use it in reverse as well, which was fun.
Yeah.
I use a reverse a lot with my Lamis, and they work really well for drawings and kind of a fine cross hatching. And Lamy works really well. And I think that was, I gravitate to collect the All Stars Lamis more than the TWSBIs. And I do have lots of diamonds. I have less echoes, but I do have some echoes that I like because of the color. But I would not purchase all the colors. And I have a friend of mine here in Montreal has the whole collection of Eco.
Yeah.
All of them.
I feel like you can do that if that's going to be your thing in the pen world. And if that's going to be your thing, the Eco isn't a bad pen for that to be your thing with. They don't release that many a year. They're at a fairly low price point. There are a lot of other pens that it can be worse to be a completist with.
Yeah.
The Eco is not the end of the world.
No, and I mean, it's not a bad brand. Like, personal preferences has nothing to do with that, you know.
Yeah.
So
I like all sorts of pens, and you know that I would love to have all brands, like one pen of all the brands, so I can try out and I can assess. I like to have like instead of a collection of one brand, I would like to have a collection that have a diversity of brands and different type of uses and nibs and quality, you know, like resins, colors and stuff. So yeah, and I'm really lucky actually to collect for years and little by little increasing my collection. Carola is here. Is Carola here?
Woo-hoo,
Yes,
she is here.
Carola, Bailey. I think I saw William.
William's here.
Hi. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, what do you have on your desks?
Well, I'm playing with my Decimo, but I also have the Navaler Titanium Black.
Oh, I love that pen so much.
So I didn't have a Nautilus pen, but they reached out a week and a half ago and asked if I wanted one just before it came out. And it's fun. And I would say in the past like 6 months or so, I've become more of a fan of metal pens. I previously wasn't a huge fan of them. But there's something about the all black of this pen. The nib is black. Everything about this pen is black. It's so pretty. And it's got an ebonite feed.
I love it.
There is a video up on this if you want to go check it out. It is currently inked with Ferris Wheel Press, Peter Moss, I believe. I wanted sort of a moody spring green, but I love the all black look.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I would love to have that one, actually. I like metallic pens, and I have a ton of metallic pens, including the All-Star Lamy that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
I have a steel form, which are made of metal. I have some Diplomat. Yeah, I have many pens.
Yeah, I think with a metal pen for me, like, it needs to be balanced really well, and not every brand does that. But Navaler has managed to pull it off really well with these titanium pens. I haven't used it posted. It's already a fairly heavy pen not posted, but it is very nice.
Very nice.
I've got a couple Horizons, but I hadn't seen, other than the special edition Nautilusks and the resins, I hadn't seen one I liked. I didn't really like any of the ebonites. So I was quite happy when they reached out about this. It is always fun to work with a brand when something hasn't come out yet, because in the case of this, it was just we have something new coming out. Do you want one? And I didn't actually receive any information about it until it was already in the mail.
Oh, that's
coming
good.
to me, which is always exciting, but it is really fun. So,
I love it.
Congrats. I agree with Carola. There's something nice about an all black pen. So Mom refers to them as little black dress pens because you can put anything in them, and I do agree with that. It is so much fun.
My all black is my Lamy Studio, and that pen is upstairs. I have it in the kitchen, actually, inside a little individual pouch. I use that one for the shopping list.
Yeah.
So incredible. Marina, what do you have?
I have my only Montegrappa.
Oh, very beautiful.
Also
look at the color.
One of those most expensive pens I have. It's silver. So It's a very special anniversary pan for myself and my husband. So that's why I have it. It's 18 karat gold. It's number 10. So it's one of those numbered situations, ebonite feed and whatnot. And I have it because Monte Grappa is no longer going to be selling in the US.
Oh, no.
It's interesting. So the interesting thing is, it's not just the US. They're moving to direct to consumer all over the world.
As a big company, it's unusual, but they are doing what Santini is basically doing.
Yeah.
Which is selling their pens themselves.
Mm-hmm. So they are moving away from everyone who's distributed them. They're not going to be sold in stores anymore. They're all direct to consumer now.
Wow.
So be on the lookout for deep discounts.
Yeah, I think some people already have them on pretty substantial sales.
William got one, so I know that for sure.
I don't have any Monte Grappa, but there have been in my radar forever. Like the Harry Potter collection that they had one time, that was like, oh my God, I want to have that. And
I would say
made of metal. So yeah,
I would say I definitely considered them. I've always liked them. There have always been some cool ones. I've gotten to look at some really cool ones with 20 questions, and then, but they were always like, it was always like they'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
I could walk into Atlas and see them in the store. I could talk to Kenro and they'd have them. And now it's like if I want one now, I have to import it from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, like, that's actually like pushes me away from buying from a brand in a way. Like I want to be able to see something in person before I spend that much money.
That's what I said. It's unusual because it's such an old and established brand, and it's it's unusual to go direct to consumer.
Carola says that she likes the 007.
Yeah,
I love that pen too. And you know that they used to have a limited edition of the Wonder Woman pen in Monte Grappa, and I love that. They did the Lord of the Ring pen. That's another one I would like to have. There are some exciting news about Lord of the Ring pens.
Ooh,
the Ferris Wheel Press community.
Yeah.
So
I would agree with Liz P, who's just said if it's more work or I can't see it in person, I'm less likely to buy it. I would say this probably doesn't apply to me if it's a low value pen, or a lower value pen. But as soon as like you're talking about something high end, like I want to see that in person, especially with like some of the Monte Grappa diorama pens. Like those don't translate into pictures.
No, you have to see them in person.
You have to see in
Eleanor
person.
is here from New Zealand.
Oh, hello.
My friend.
Yes, shipping to New Zealand will probably be cheaper, but I think they've always had distributors in various countries. Like Kenro was only their distributor, like
the price.
Yeah.
I think Monte Grappa, even the cheaper pen is expensive.
That's the thing. They're known for really out there pens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though the cheaper pen has steel nib, the prices are like, I need to save like 2 times to get what you can get from other brands.
Recently, I had to link something for 20 questions. The base model of the pen was $66,000 US. The gold version of the pen, which was the version for the episode, was price available upon request. And from what I could guesstimate based on what people were talking about in various places around the internet, the pen was closer to $500,000.
Yeah.
What?
Like those are pens that are, I'm gonna say it, crazy stupid money. Like different tax bracket than most of the world money. Yet they're still able to make them and produce them. They're low limited editions. And I don't think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people that can buy those pens are going to want to import them into the country themselves. No. But I don't think they're going to want to. I think they're going to want to go through whoever their quote unquote pen dealer is for importing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that's going to work anymore.
I mean, Aurora is in a similar situation when it comes to like extremely expensive out there pens, but I think they're doing it a little bit differently, kind of more of a silent luxury in a way, kind of selling, while Montegrappa is very out there.
Yeah, so Aurora's, I would agree. Aurora's definitely doing it
quietly.
I hate the term. I was going to say quiet luxury. The same as if you don't exist in the pen world, if you don't exist in the luxury market, somebody can pull out a Mont Blanc pen and you won't know what it is. Mm-hmm. But to those of you that know, it's both a status symbol, but also a sign of luxury. Mm-hmm. And so Aurora is very much playing into that, but at the same time, they're doing it in a much more quiet, a much more toned down way. Whereas Montegrappa is just sort of going all in and embracing the fact that what they're designing is crazy. It's out there. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And they're just going
I love both brands. I think Aurora has this tradition of, I don't say the production is different. You know, the prices are out there, though. I don't think they have steel nib, though. Aurora, they only sell gold. Are they? I'm not sure.
I don't know if they're only gold now.
They have a lower, don't they have like a
I don't remember. I remember one that it looks like a candy cane. I used to be obsessed with that pen. I couldn't afford to buy it.
I think both are such a great comparison also because they've both been at it for such a long time. There's some of the oldest pen companies.
Yeah.
At least in Italy.
Yeah. I will also add, Aurora is the only pen company I know that posts when they do pop-up events in embassies around the world.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Well, maybe that was only Saudi Arabia.
No, they posted about an event in, I think it was DC a couple weeks ago, or a couple back
this year.
Yeah, it was like Aurora is the only pen company I know that when they're doing a pop-up event in an Italian embassy will post pictures of the spread. That is a certain level of
I would say niche level of that's so cool. So cool. Do I show you what I have on my desk?
Sure.
I have lots of stuff on my desk.
I'm still investigating if Aurora does.
Don't judge.
Steal.
I actually put out the pens that I am about to ink. One of them is inked already, which is this one that I use for the post for this week. It's a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Juma in purple. I don't know if you can see the color.
It looks blue, but I believe you.
It's purple. Let's see. Wait, I'm going to turn on the light here.
There you go. Yes. Now, yes.
Oh.
Now move it to the other side.
Wait. There. You can see. So this one is a titanium nib. It's a humongous nib. And the pair is this purple ink by Leonardo too. And I actually want to say that I tried this ink and the quality is so good. I like it. It's kind of a true purple, but it has like a little shape when you write, you know, like you see the little shade. It's not shading. It's kind of like the border. It's really beautiful. And then I actually pull out these ones that they had in special during the show. I have the Smeraldo. I have the Arancio, and the other one is the black. So the other pens I have are also Leonardo. There.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. So I have a Furore. These are like the regular size. They are not the grande. This one is a Magico. These two are Magico. This one is Ocean Cenote by Bob Brass. This one is the Emerald Magico. And I have a special edition Momento Zero Spaghetti Sans. Oh my God, this resin is incredible. Do you want me to turn on the light? Let's see.
So it's very silvery.
Yes.
Silvery gray.
Did you see? It has like facets of resin, but it doesn't have any border. Huh? It's like the regular shape.
You kind of it matches your nails a little bit. There you go.
All right, so that's what I have on my desk, plus my new leather cover in red that my friend Judy Watson from Waxwing Studio made. This one is a complete custom-made journal. Actually, I went to her workshop and I said, I want that leather, I want this border. And actually, Jean, the organizer of Scriven Montreal, she left those borders at the studio, and then I kind of said, I want those. And I'm using those ones right here. This is so cool. Red.
It is.
Anyways.
So going back to the Aurora topic, Aurora also apparently includes coupons for tours in their boxes.
Oh!
And they do
But
make
do you
steel
need to
nibs.
buy? How expensive is the pen?
That is the question. Does this come in the box with a steel nib?
No.
Yeah.
For $110 US, I can find out.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
No.
That's a thing.
I found out, thanks to Alexandra, that there is an auction home or house in Montreal. I couldn't go because I was working.
Oh, it was.
Anyways, they
so,
have like an assortment of pens, all sorts of brands, and
it was. I sent it to you like the day before the auction happened, Kari.
yeah,
It was one single person's private collection, nearly 700 pens, and it was all
Mont Blanc,
Montegrappa, Auroras,
Oscar Robertson.
old Omas.
Omas, yeah, I saw. But then the prices again, even they were discounted from the regular prices.
So what was interesting was the estimates on things were really low. Mom and I were looking at the estimates and going, okay, the estimates are really low. When bidding opened the next morning, on the other hand, things went crazy high. Like some of the Bohems, I think one of the Bohems went for over $2,000 Canadian.
Yeah, they had
and there was
they had like 3 or 4 Bohems.
There were 16 Bohems.
16
Kari.
Bohems. Come
16 Bohem pens. Then he also had mechanical pencils and the ballpoints. And the Ferrari, I think they were the Ferrari Montegrappas. He had every single one in every single color they'd ever released, all with the same limited edition number.
Wow.
He had 12 in every single pen.
You're not going to believe that auction house is, I don't know, 5 blocks from my work.
Well, you're not, yeah.
Do I go? I was not going. I decided no.
No, I now am on their like email list for auctions. Apparently, most of the time they're a wine and alcohol auction house for when people die. And there was another massive auction this weekend of things. And so we think last week was the pen collection and this weekend is the alcohol auction for the same person.
All right. So that person ended up with lots of money. Or
I
with
will have two things to say about it. I will show you my auction winning recent one from a personal collection, and not a pen.
Yeah.
But it's a desk item.
Ooh.
And the other thing that I've noticed is that kids should still collect Mont Blanc because you can always sell it. But I also noticed that serious collectors who've been collecting Mont Blanc end up gravitating towards Monte Grappa at the end of the day. But there's also like a historic thing that I've discovered when I was looking into Mont Blanc at some point. Apparently, because Monte Grappa has existed for a very long time too. Monte Grappa and Mont Blanc came up with precious resin recipes pretty close to each other, but independently from what I can tell from each other, which is, I guess, might be one of the why these two are so close to like collectors. But that's my theory.
Yeah. So what I found really interesting, there were two things specifically about this auction. One, the estimates, if you knew your pens, looked really low, but the opening bid would only be $100 off what the estimate was, which is fairly high for an opening bid in one of these auctions. The second thing was, normally when you see this many pens in a pen collection, they're not used. They're collected.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
almost all of them were used, had dried ink on them, like clearly were well loved. And honestly, like that, as somebody that loves pens, like that made me feel so much better. I was like, this wasn't just a hoarder of pens. This was somebody who hoarded pens, but also genuinely loved their pens. They wrote with them. They used them.
And the collection was luxurious. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was
I saw this.
Crazy.
Wow.
Mom and I spent a good like 3.5, 4 hours going through the catalog and like taking notes on things that we thought were really cool. And that was really fun because there were so many things that you just don't see normally. Yeah.
So what happened after I saw the auction catalog and I saw some of the pens, I went to Temu and I got Jinghao 10s. So that was my move.
I bought something at Atlas, so really I can't judge. I went, we'll just spend all my affiliate credit at Atlas. That will make this world a better place.
Anyways, I have to say that Deb was the one that convinced me to get the Jinghao 10. She had one and she was like, oh, you need to get it and the price. And I didn't actually know the Canadian price because, in Canada, we have a different price and different shipping or whatever.
Yep.
So after I spoke with Deb, I said, oh, no, I'm not going to look or... Anyways, I let it pass like a week or two, and then I came back and I say, I need it now.
Bailey has a good question. It's about a vintage pen she just bought. There are, if you go on to the Chicago Pen Show list right now on the website, there is a whole list. You can see all the vendors, and underneath some, it'll say like vintage fountain pen restorer. Those are the people you need to be talking to at the show. Most of them will not do repair work at the show, but they will look at pens at the show and then take them back with them to wherever they work and then do the work.
For the vacuum filler, it's pretty simple actually to try the vacuum filler. You just,
the issue is it's I know with some of the vintage sacks, like you don't want to fill unless you're sure that everyth's okay, because if
disintegrated.
If it's disintegrated or
you can check the sack by opening the pen. That's simpler. But the vacuum, you have to disassemble the pen.
Yeah.
But the vacuum, there is no way that if it is broken, the ink doesn't go inside, or vice versa. it doesn't write. Like there are two ways. But
I
then you can
yeah.
disassemble and then
I would still say take it to Chicago and talk to people in the know about vintage pens.
Who's going to Chicago? Is Mike going to Chicago?
I don't know.
Mercantile?
I think so. There's a whole list.
I like he actually is the one that fixed my pens.
Clearly, the fact that I only have to type C to get Chicago Pen Show tells you how often I'm on this page. Looking at vendors. That's vintage Parkers.
There are so many vintage vendors at Chicago.
There's so many, because there's also Mad Mercantile's there.
Mike is the sweetest.
Yeah, like, and it also depends on what brand the pen is, because then like you get into other people that can potentially fix it. If it's a Parker, there's no shortage of Parker people at the show. It's always
Bailey asked if there is anybody that should be avoided.
I don't know.
I don't like. Yeah, like I don't know.
We cannot say.
I don't do the thing is like I don't do my repair work in the States normally, other than through Joel, and I can't remember what Joel's handle is.
Yeah,
I just can't remember what his shop is. But Joel's looked at my vintage snorkel before.
I think
here, I do all my repair work through David Armstrong, who works with Lewins. I just do it locally.
Yeah, I don't do it locally. I go to the pen shows, and then Mad Mercantile, which is Mike, worked on the pens that I had, and I don't have many vintage pens to. So I cannot.
I know someone who does Schaefer's, but they're out of LA, and very Schaefer specific. So yeah, and they usually, though, if you message someone on Instagram, any restorer, that's what happened with me. I messaged this person in LA, and they knew exactly. They usually very connected. They knew someone in my area.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have. Both of my Schaefer snorkels at some point will need their entire internal mechanism switched out. It happens at some point with those pens. And so I already know what pens are being lined up. Oh, apparently I've been ignoring Deb. Sorry, Deb.
I got actually one is the same as you have. Like there is one that has two colors. So it goes from brown to kind of a orangey and lighter color. That one I got the blue one that we were looking together. There is a blue shading to kind of a different color, that one.
Okay.
And then I think I got the black one. I got 4. I wanted to get a green one, but it was out of stock. So caramel coffee. There you go. That's the one I got. I'm going to show you guys when I receive them, because right now it's like on the way, and Canadian shipping is not the best.
I like that you bought 4 Jinhao 10s and I bought a Galen leather expansifolio.
Oh. I am actually I was going to go and buy the All-Star limited edition. There is a kind of a gray one with the fluorescent plastic part, and then there is another one. There are 2 new limited editions. Oh, I want to get those.
Oh God!
Which ones are the Jinhao 82? Which are those?
They're the ones that look like sailors.
Ooh.
Oh, I have one, but I have the demo one. The one
Yes, you got it from me.
the one you gave me. That's the only one I have. Actually, that one is pretty. And
I have to show this, otherwise I can't stop looking at it. This is my
oh my goodness,
that seal.
Oh,
I got it from a personal collection in England. It's just one of those incredible items. This is porcelain from 200 years ago, and it's a family crest. And I'm in love. So that was, sorry, I forgot. Like I mentioned it.
That's
this
the
my auction
you actually mentioned something, and then we didn't allow you to speak.
I forgot about it because I got so excited about Monte Grappa. You know that.
I love weird things like that.
Yeah, we started the meeting. We started the meeting thinking that we were going to talk about books, and now
everything.
We could still talk about books. If the people want to know what we're currently reading, we can tell them what we're currently reading.
I got a question. What family? It is from England, but it's from a French family. It's Meissen porcelain.
Okay.
Oh,
so I do not know exactly which family, but I'm going to research that.
That's fun. Carola does want to know what we're reading.
Oh, Carola, we can tell you.
And then also, I realized I don't know is Deb going to Chicago? I've made the assumption she's going to Chicago and I'm going to see her there, but like, is she going to Chicago? Do you know?
I am going to bring her. If she doesn't go, I'm going to deviate my drive, pick Deb up, and then go back to Chicago.
Good. Just so we're on the same page.
Road trip.
The Deb Chicago thing isn't optional.
Yeah.
Deb might go to Chicago. Oh, that's sad.
I
Is
am
Kari going to Chicago? Yes,
I
Kari's
am
going to Chicago.
I'm going. I will be driving to Chicago, so I will arrive probably jet lagged after all the driving, and I will crash at night.
Oh,
that's your usual thing.
Don't give me the whiskey tasting this time. Don't.
But everyone wants to.
Hey, I had nothing to do with that last year. It was Claire.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
And probably this year too.
I am but I am not. Well, if Claire says I'm going with Claire, I will go. But yeah, it's an embarrassment.
If surgery happens,
surgery. Okay.
Yeah, you get a pass.
Yeah, well, that's why I missed the LA show. Same thing, surgery stuff.
Yeah, if you see me there, you'd say, "Hey."
Yes, I will be partially behind a booth and partially doing my own thing.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. So books.
Books.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I can go first. Actually, I'm reading so many books. I just finished a graphic novel called Monstrous, and I am in book number 4. So I bought 6 books already, but I am in number 4. I just need to read the other 2 at the end. Then I am halfway of this one, which is The Crossroads of Twilight. This one is the book 10 of the Wheel of Time, and I'm there.
Oh.
So this is long, and I've been reading this one since last year. I am in book 10, slowly getting into it. But what happened is that I finish one book and then I go to another book because it's too much of the same author at the same time. And I just got myself another Jill Mansell book, because these ones I read when I am waiting in the bus or in the metro, or if I'm waiting for my kids in the car, and I read this. This is a light reading, rom comedy, and Jill Mansell, she's a bestseller author. All her stories are hilarious and funny and sweet at the same time. So I cannot wait to read this. So this is my next TBR. And of course, my kind of a bedside table book. These are Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I always read this, and I write quotes in my in my gratitude journal. Like I have gratitude on one spread, and then on the side I write Stoic quotes. I have these ones, and I have actually I have Seneca, Epictetus. I have all the whole collection of philosophers that I have. So that's kind of my read this week.
Fair.
You're a fast reader.
I am.
The thing is, I find that I like get tired, or like a book will start to stress me out, and I'll go to something else.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll loop back. Like it's just a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking Marina. Sorry.
Oh, Marina first, then.
Marina first.
I'm not gonna show you stuff, but if you're into World War II or Napoleon, I am constantly and always reading stuff like that. As far as fiction goes, I do this weird thing. So I used to read a lot of sci-fi back in the day, but then I just switched to biographies and historic stuff. But I still maintain a couple of things because both myself and my husband were quite nerds. My husband is a scientist. I guess that comes with the territory. But for me, something that I do, I really like old style of comic books. And so a couple of our local stores, comic book stores, have these, old books, something wrong with them. Usually if they're in pristine condition, they sell for a lot of money from 50s, 60s, especially 40s, I think, end of 40s, 50s, 60s. But what I can do, I can just go and look through those piles of like old comic books, and I buy them for cheap and I read them. And it's like Superman,
Oh
like old
yeah,
classic stuff, and I love it
that
so much. So that's kind of my Saturday, Sunday thing when my husband, when we go around to comic book stores. Other than that, it's all history stuff that I read. I also read a lot of classics. I'm reading on Caesars right now, so I do a lot of Roman stuff and things like that. It's just kind of, I guess I'm in the point of my life where I like kind of looking at history and seeing patterns and kind of comparing to our days and like stuff like that, because I come from a field of diplomacy and international relations, so for me it's kind of work related in a way, but I enjoy that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Alexandra.
So I have nothing to show. I have a brain injury. Everything I listen to is on Audible. I've paid for an Audible subscription now for going on like
I love that.
6 years. My Audible library is vast, but currently I've got 3 books that I'm bouncing in between. The first being Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, which I think only came out this week, but I've had it pre-ordered since the fall. So it just like randomly appeared in my Audible. The second is Be Ready When Luck Happens by Ina Garden, which is fantastically amazing. I'm only an hour and a half into it, and I am absolutely in love. And then sort of the most random book that I keep coming back to is called, who's written it actually? It is called Solving for Why by Mark G. Schreim, who is an MD. And it's all about how he had this very clear laid out path and decided to get off the moving sidewalk that was laid out in front of him, and how he built a life with meaning and fulfillment while still doing things that he enjoyed. And I think it appeared on Michelle Obama's list one year, or Oprah's list. Bailey's heard of it. It's probably my 4th listen to it. I adore it. It's a really good book.
Yeah.
Is there math in there?
Take note of all the books that are being mentioned. I will have to listen to the replay in order to write down the name of those books, or ask you, can you please send me?
So,
yeah, I love it. There is a conversation happening about Tolkien and Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. I'm a big fan.
yeah, And Deb's asking if there's math. There is not math in solving for y, because if there was, I would not do well with it.
Deb likes math.
But I know she does. It's, I would say the first time I listened to it, I didn't get it. I struggled with it quite a lot. The second listen through, I got far more out of it. I recently got Mom to listen to it, and at the end she went, "Is this a book you have to listen to more than once to understand it?" And I went, "Yes."
Yeah. Oh, it's a misleading title.
So the full title is A Surgeon's Journey to Discovering the Transformative Power of Purpose, Solving for Why. It's a very long title, but the main title is called Solving for Why. Also, I love that there's a Lord of the Rings discussion.
I know. I know. I'm so excited about it because I think I'm the only nerd in the group of people that we get together to ring. And I'm like, okay, I have, I will show you how nerd I am about Lord of the Ring by showing you two things. Just give me 1 second and I will show you.
Okay. At one point in my life, I knew the entire speech at the end of The Hobbit when they're standing on the fort.
Listen, I have Star Trek dolls. I have Star Trek Barbies.
Anyway.
I can find them.
Yeah.
Nerds unite.
I knew word for word a good portion of The Hobbit.
Yes, I have
a teenager.
If I show you this hall that I have a cubicle full of Tolkien stuff over there. I have from the pocket edition to the big one of the Lord of the Ring and the Hobbit, but I also have a mix of the Silmarillion and the books that were written after, like explaining the world and the characters and stuff. So kind of an encyclopedia of Tolkien over here.
So Mom owned the director's cut of all the movies. I don't think Daniel and I have ever seen the non-director's cut of Lord of the Rings, because growing up, all we had in the house was the director's cut.
Oh, I have the extended version.
How many copies do you own?
Of what? Lord of the Rings?
You want to see?
They've been banned from buying more copies of the trilogy.
I buy copies of the trilogy. I think I have, I actually read the first in Spanish, so that went fast. That one I didn't bring to Canada, but now I have in French, I have in English. And then I have in English, I think I have two sets or three.
And, my dad's a big fan too. So like I started with The Hobbit, I think when I was 10, and it felt a little intense for a 10-year-old to be reading it. But yeah, no, I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I wrote
it ready.
Oh,
yes.
Yes, Star Trek.
Oh, Captain Kirk. That's my era. Well, I like Captain Picard a little bit more just because, I love the actor.
I think I wrote at least 3 different essays on The Hobbit in high school.
Oh,
like
so
that.
Cool.
Because I was in the generation that The Hobbit suddenly appeared on the Ontario or Canadian reading list for high school. And so it was like, well, I'm going to write about The Hobbit at every opportunity.
Marina, if I go to your house, I will steal that collection. I'm going, you will need to hide it from me.
That was actually a gift to my husband and I from our friend who went to an auction in Seattle. So our friend used to work for Facebook. And he used to work in Seattle. And so he went and we were about to get married and he bid on this because he wanted this for us. So it was very sweet.
That's great. Colbert's Lord of the Rings rants are some of
Oh,
my
he's wonderful.
favorite nerdy things in the
Oh,
world.
yes. Yeah, Culver Show. He's like my type of nerd.
He's
He
lovely.
plays D&D. We love play D&D. He does like all sorts of nerd stuff.
I
feel like I connect.
yeah, I love the series he has with his wife with the cards. That's first draft of the cards that didn't make the cut,
Yeah.
where the writers have come up with horrendously horrific cards. Oh, it's so much fun. Oh, they're down to 4.
D&D is how I've
trilogy.
been able. Oh, listen, the Mondo, he says that D&D is how he enables people. You know, like when we play D&D, I use dragon pens. You know those Jinghao that comes like super heavy dragons, and I am like writing my scores and whatever things we need to write during the game, the story. You know, like they're things that are going to happen, the names. Down to 4.
It was this that is the perk of being 24, Bailey. Is that it wasn't actually all that long ago.
I have different versions. Which one? 2 are separate. I don't understand. This one, 6 volume. 6 volume 1.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. The chat is going crazy today.
Down from 7 or 8 originally.
Oh, so funny. Anyways, I want to say that if somebody is interested maybe in creating kind of a nerdy pen group that would like to play D&D,
that'd be nice.
Contact me.
I don't know how much I can talk about this project yet, but I have a thing on my desk right now that's a project designed out of somebody in the Netherlands. And it is it is so complicated that with the brain injury, I barely understand it. Daniel, who plays D&D, is like sitting down with me and like working through it. But it is very nerdy. It's very D&D. It's very board gamey. But I have basically committed to a 6-month board game in this beta testing group, and I am filming the entire process. So come whatever's 6 months from now, you will see the videos on it. For now, though, it is sitting on my desk. But there are some cool projects happening in the pen stationery world. I don't know if it's your girl, Deb. You can text me on Instagram and I will let you know. It is super nerdy. It's super cool. It's super fun. I just do not understand what I'm doing. Like no understanding whatsoever about what I'm doing. It has become a group project.
Yeah, that's good. I like when lots of people kind of come together to learn something new and then experiment, especially with board games or storytelling games and creating a story from zero, you know, like you're building up the characters, you're building up the story. And
the answer to that question, Deb, is yes. It is the one that she was talking about, and it is sitting on my desk right now. So yes, it is that thing. That thing is on my desk.
It's either her or yours. So
it's not designed by her. It's designed by a friend of hers. She doesn't actually have any part in it. She was as shocked as I was when the box showed up. But it's so far, other than the fact that I do not understand the rules, it's super fun. I just don't understand the rules.
You just go with the flow.
I don't understand how I'm supposed to be keeping score.
Oh. Oh, somebody's talking still about the
we're still discussing Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Ring. I really enjoyed the chat.
If we created a pen D&D,
oh,
one, I have a brother who plays D&D religiously and has DM'd games. If we could create a group for this, we could theoretically stream it all.
We could.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I've never played
a pen D&D game.
Yes, and the stories about the pens, and maybe
I have no idea how this would actually work.
Thinking about the characters, maybe it could be a homebrew campaign.
It would have to be. I literally have no idea how this would work. Deb is now suggesting it's a Lord of the Ring themed D&D somehow.
Oh,
but
yes.
Also, we have to involve pens. So
yes.
Bailey,
I
have never played D&D in my life. I am not a D&D player.
I mean,
we all started somewhere.
And, I've always everyone in my life has played it except for me and my husband, because there's always something happened and we could not attend or something. It's really funny because we are nerds. We are the type that usually plays these things, but it's just never happened. So maybe this is my chance. But
we all need to kind of refresh all the rules. I used to play.
Maybe this is this summer project when we all have a little more time and are not actively doing jobs.
Right. And then we show our pens, and everything we write down is straight up close up to the pen.
Yes.
Oh, please highlight Deb's last message. Thank you.
There you go. Oh yeah, we totally could go that way. Pick out your most precious pens.
All right. Okay. So I'm not saying no, but I am saying not in March when we're heading into April and May.
No, I cannot April. I cannot May either. I am.
Let's evaluate in July or the end of June.
Yeah, end of June, July. I agree. Let's
Great.
do it.
Fantastic.
A once a year, one shot campaign. We can have one campaign.
Okay, sure.
Very funny.
I will. That gives Daniel 3 months to teach me how to play D&D.
In 3 months, maybe.
Quest for the pen.
Good.
That was a good one.
Deb, if you didn't adore me after Chaos at Chicago, we'd have a problem. Because every time I put on a wrap dress now, I start to giggle.
Oh my God, that was so funny. I was present.
You were present. Every time I put on a wrap dress, every time I look at one, I just start laughing.
Oh my goodness. So funny.
The rules come as you go.
Eleanor is mentioning Ferris Wheel Press, Lord of the Ring fountain pens. They actually created the fountain pen with Warner Brothers. Yeah. So they are really full on collaboration with the original creators of the movies. So that means that there are going to be kind of rings around the pen that are going to be beautiful. And then...
The only thing I wish is that they were jewel models so that the nibs could be swapped.
Are bigger. Yeah.
No, so that the nibs could be swapped.
Oh. Jewel?
With the nibs that Ferris Wheel Press already offers from the Kickstarter. I put my Kickstarter nib in this pen. Because...
Okay.
But
yeah, the jewel.
The Lord of the Rings ones are back to being the smaller size pen, which means you can't swap the nibs.
Oh no. I understand now.
Yeah, because
didn't
like then you're stuck with a fine or a medium, and like that's not everyone's cup of tea. I did edit you very tastefully. I am
Yeah.
good at my job. I love that you are regaling the chat with what happened in the order it happened. But I am excellent at my job.
Nobody will notice.
No, nobody has noticed. Nobody's looked at that video and gone, what happened in this little window that the footage doesn't quite line up?
Glitch.
Fine. I'll find the video.
I need to rewatch. I saw it. So let me tell you something funny, and I will change the topic because this is also something nerdy that I do with friends. I receive a box with lots of journals that one of my friends from Saudi Arabia sent to me. I'm the second person actually in line for this travel journal situation. So she wrapped the journals. These are all journals. And these journals are traveling the world. I don't know if Eleanor is on the list to receive. These are the journals. And then you will see that, oh, sorry, I'm just, it's going to be decorated by everybody that receives the journal. And then by the end, all of this journal will be decorated by all the people in the circuit of the journaling group. And I'm excited about it because, oh my God, it's a project that it needs patience, like you receive it today, you work on all the journals at the same time, and then you send it to another country, and then it will be traveling around the world.
That's a lot of fun.
I really love it.
Yeah.
So Eleanor is up for D&D as well. So now I guess I
yes,
plan this thing.
We need to find a schedule that will work from New Zealand people that are in the middle.
So
What's
it's
the schedule.
Late afternoon for us is morning for them because I've filmed some 20 questions with Australia recently.
Right.
So
that's good to know.
It is doable.
Maybe not on the weekend.
Yeah. So then the biggest thing is figuring out what software we can use because StreamYard limits us to 6 people.
And we need probably
need.
Well,
I don't know how many we need. We'll do some figuring out. But Eleanor,
Discord. Discord.
If you send me, don't send me a message on Instagram. I was going to say send me a message on Instagram. Don't. It'll get lost. Fill out the 20 questions form and just say, in the notes section, say D&D.
Yes.
And then I'll know what's up.
But we need to find somebody that will be maybe more knowledgeable of DMing and somebody that will have more experience on that, because I play D&D, but I never had a DM.
I'll see what I can do. I know some people that DM. The question is, do they want to be on camera or not?
Yeah, it's also takes a lot of work from what I understand, right?
Yes.
Yes. Deb is talking about a travel journal that I sent to her, but I have not received any news about it, so probably got lost. I don't know what happened to that journal.
It could also just be the US-Canada situation currently. Sending stuff to the US, things are getting held up at customs for weeks right now. So depending on when you sent it, it could just be stuck.
Yeah. And what I would like also to share a little bit about using the fountain pens and the inks more often. I think there are so many ways that people can enjoy writing and using their inks in just daily life, like not only for journaling or creative journaling that goes beyond sometimes, is the to-do list, the supermarket list, have the pen available and inked for the daily hassles of life. That's something that I recommend.
And that's when you don't need a fancy one. You can go with Twisby.
Yes. Or Kaweco.
Or Kavecos or Kakunos.
Yeah.
Or just like whatever pen brings you joy,
Preppies.
honestly. Like use whatever you like to use.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be super fancy.
Exactly.
Or it can be. If you want to use a gold nib pen to make notes on the sticky note, do it.
I did it today.
I'm looking at the stuff around my desk and going, yeah, I used a gold nib pen on a sticky note yesterday. So
yeah, that would be
all right.
something.
Do we
All
have
right, guys.
any other pressing information?
Aside from lots of exciting news about the Montreal Pen Show, I've been in discussion already organizing the titles of my workshops that are going to be happening during the Montreal. I decided to host free workshops, so I'm not getting anything out of that. So I am seeking for sponsorship for one of the workshops, because the other one we had Leuchtturm being involved, so that's fantastic. And even though I don't get anything out of it, Leuchtturm is going to be giving away 10 notebooks during the workshop, so I am really happy for that. And the second workshop, I am trying to get sponsorship. We discussed with Scarlett, which is one of the organizers. She will sponsor some of the products that we are going to use, but we are seeking for more inks and maybe papers that we can use during the workshop, because the other workshop that I'm giving is more art oriented, and we will need a paper to practice, and watercolor paper is not cheap. So that's
especially if you want specific one.
Yes, my only issue with Montreal is that it's a single day. It's a long way to go for a single day.
Yeah, for one day. Well, but if Deb comes, you know that it's not a one-day event. I will be a stationary tour guide, city tour guide. Actually, Deb knows Montreal. Probably would like to go visit the places that she knows already.
Yeah. So Chicago, then Montreal, and
then what do we have in June? I don't remember.
I don't even know that we've got our show schedule for June yet, but I'm sure there will be things happening in June. And then the summer.
Yay! Guys, I cannot wait for this cold and snow and all the weird weather that we have to go away.
I'm so tired of snow. And it was gone. The fact that we had like a good 5 days of not having snow, it was nice. It was plus 15. I was outside in a skirt. And now we have a foot of snow again. Like, why?
Why snow? It's almost April, guys.
Yes. As Deb said, DC. Yes, DC is happening in the end of July, beginning of August.
Yes, at the beginning of August, end of July. And then Deb says, that you have no snow. Why? Don't tell me that. And then Marina also, 35 wave degrees.
Yeah, we had like about 85 degrees, I think, yesterday Fahrenheit, which is about 30, I think, Celsius here. And we were walking with my friend today, and it was literally just a 2-day heat wave that we had in North California. And so both me and my friend, we both grew up in climates that are like distinct for seasons like you guys have. And like when you come from that climate, you're like, oh my God, this is so unusual, but also you appreciate it in a different way, you know?
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it, and I was like, this is like, it's just so insane, but also you appreciate it, because like right now you'd be like really cold.
Oh yeah. And I think my issue is it's not that cold outside.
No,
We
it's
just
about
have snow.
zero.
Snow, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
-2 here, but
Mhm.
when it's sunny outside, it feels warmer. So it's just cold enough that the snow is falling and sticking around. And that I
Wet.
almost find that more miserable because we've gotten through what has been a really long, cold winter. We had this couple days of warm, and now we're back here.
Again
And
snow.
It's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done with winter.
Somebody is asking, actually, Deb is asking about Marina's.
I'm in Berkeley, California. So it's also not very usual for us to have like super high temperatures. It's like weird microclimates here. So it's usually not that crazy. But I have 2 new inks I'm looking forward to. So I'll add that to things we need to talk about. The Mont Blanc ink.
Mont Blanc inks.
That I know Europeans already have, which I'm jealous about. But there is new Masters of Art, homage to Pierre-Auguste Renoir.
Ooh.
And so that's going to be the blue.
Artists.
The blue,
very nice.
ultramarine. Their take on ultramarine, let's put it that way. And the other one is yet another Around the World in 80 Days.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
And this one is cool blue, but is it going to be cool blue? Because we all know it's never quite what we imagined.
Yeah.
I might have to text my sales associate. Do we have a name for the color of that? Or is it just cool blue?
I actually have. I can send you. Someone swatched it from the Europeans I follow.
You're a gem.
And I have it all. So I'm going to send that to you.
Thank you.
And it looks, from what I can tell, I might go for that 80 days, but it doesn't look blue.
Maybe it's a very dark bluish.
It looks very almost black to me.
Black, blue. Blue, black.
Very navy black. Navy blue.
Navy blue, dark navy blue.
Yeah, so the only swatches I can find of it are of it.
So I just sent it to you, but this is the person I follow. And I don't know if someone sees, but this is the blue.
Oh,
up there, it looks black, but that's
wow.
the cool blue. So
yeah,
this is how it looks.
I wish they had a swatch catalog that you can see.
I almost like the more muted blue more.
I mean, the thing is that it's also, just one picture I've seen of someone else swatch, in whatever lighting they had. I'm sure I'm gonna end up getting both of them. So you never know.
Yeah,
that's fair. Honestly, I'm sure that I'll get at least one of them.
I don't have any Mont Blanc ink, but I do have some ink samples that during the Pelican Hub, somebody shared a little bit of Mont Blanc inks, and I got a sample of Saint-Antoine-Exupéry. That ink is beautiful. It's kind of a dark burgundy ink. I really like that ink. I think if I have to, that is a limited edition and it's sold out everywhere. But that ink, I would totally, if they release it again. Toffee brown, thank you.
Oh,
toffee brown, is it? No, it's like a burgundy, it's a brownish, but
yeah, I was about to say toffee brown isn't limited edition either. It's an open edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that type of colors. Rich. It looks good when you write with fine medium or broad. I think dark blue, I have so many dark blue inks, so many. And I need to shift away from the blue because lately all 2024 was about blue. I kind of used blue so much. And before it was more purple, but now I want to gravitate between the terracottas and the burgundies. Those are the colors that I want to try this year. The Great Gatsby, what is that color?
Oh, isn't it?
It's right here. It's like a phthalo-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it.
I have it. I made a video.
Yes.
So it's my currently most watched video, I think.
Very nice.
So look it up. But I talk about like basically
Teal.
everything, not only the ink, but like the whole collection. So yeah. It's a fun one. I like it. I also compare it to Muhammad Ali, and I find this one much more usable just daily than Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Somebody's asking if you like that ink.
Yeah, I do. I reach for it a lot. It's currently inked in my Santini.
Oh, yes.
And it's just great. It's one of my favorite pens. I came very close to buying a second thing of this ink, but I didn't. I try not to. I only have one more second bottle out of all of my Mont Blanc inks, and that is Klimt.
Oh.
I really like the Klimt, and I think it's completely sold out everywhere.
I like Klimt too. My thing is always, the boutique I shop at is fairly large, and I do not always get at the beginning of a list, and so frequently I get waitlisted, and if they don't get a restock, then I'm shopping other places, and sometimes I don't get waitlisted. Like I didn't get waitlisted for the Around the World in 80 Days brown, and they're happy to order in everyday inks for me, but for those limited editions, sometimes they're really hard to get.
Yeah.
And so,
and that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I got that second bottle, because I feel like the artist ones specifically, it's whatever they have, the writers and the artists.
The writers, I think they're
very
writers,
limited.
Yeah, and I don't know. I might not get. I think I'll probably think about it tonight. I might text my sales associate tomorrow. See. Because also, when you ask for something at a Mont Blanc store, it is very much an ask.
Yeah.
You are not guaranteed to get something. You are making a request and hoping somebody fulfills that request. So I try and not request things that I'm not 100% going to purchase. So hopefully there are other swatches of those inks, and I'll do some digging and decide which one I like best. I'm surprisingly leaning towards the light blue one, which shocks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I actually see, like, they produced a lot of blues last year and a lot of reds, I would say. And out of all the blues, and I think I have all of them they had last year. This one is different because all of their blues are sort of dusty gray blues-ish. And this is not. This just kind of, well, except for Klimt. Klimt is like very straightforward, I think, blue. But this is different, seems different to me, right, in that way. But also not quite what I expect when I think of ultramarine.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't feel ultramarine to me. It does feel, it sort of feels like Colorverse Mystic Mountain if you remove the shimmer. Like it's got, as I zoom in, it's got a little bit of shading.
And right about it.
Again, please. Can you show again?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Like I don't know. There's something about it that I quite like. And I think if the swatch of the cold blue was straight on and I could actually tell what color it was, that would be one thing. But the way it's photographed, it doesn't look all that different from Ferris Wheel Press Barrington Black, where it's this just really, really dark gray that doesn't have any dimension. And it could actually have dimension, but you're just not seeing it the way it was photographed. Unlike Jane Austen, which
So both of them are not quite what they claim to be, but they are.
Yeah. Jane Austen looks spectacular.
Somebody's talking about Tasha inks, Vinta inks. Oh my God, I love those. Like, actually, I have a Vinta ink right here that I was using to paint in my journal. This one is the Santa Cruz.
Ooh, I've never tried their inks. How are they?
Oh my God, Vinta.
You like them?
Deb is the person that got me into Vinta inks.
Yep.
Aww.
And then Tasha inks, I got some of the small bottles, you know, that they have this collection of Hiroshige or Hokusai. And I got that one. And I got a big one of the Benisuchi color. So Tasha, I don't know, they have a formulation, that ink, it doesn't bleed through any page, but at the same time they are rich in pigment. I don't know how to explain, but they are just
they're great inks, and I need to. Currently, I've only got them in samples, so I need to get some in a couple bottles.
Yes, Tasha Cha, I have to say that next time I go, I'm going to get. Everybody's going crazy about that brown. It's light, kind of beautiful. I want that color.
It's still Sabi Midori for me. Like, it came up so much in 20 Questions. I fell in love with it.
Yeah, Sabi Midori is beautiful too.
I adore it. I've got it in my Visconti, whatever my Visconti is. It's too late at night to be able to figure out M's. I've got it in my Visconti. I love that ink. It's so pretty. And I need some of their denim colors. I like their denim colors.
Yeah. I got into inks later. Actually, I started collecting fountain pens before, and then suddenly I got into inks after I met Deb. And now I'm obsessed with inks. I think inks makes life so much better. You can have inks and a deep pen, and that's it. You don't need fountain pens. You just need the deep pen, and you can use at any time any ink that you like. Ink obsession. Yes, I agree on that.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any other things that need discussing?
We kind of show up to the event without like an idea, and now like we had 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Of
all
chat.
The hot topics.
Exactly.
All right. Well, lovely to hang out with you both this evening.
I love you both so much. And thank you for the people that stay up to this time.
This might be one of our shortest episodes.
I think it is one of our shortest episodes. As the Mondo said, we had so much Lord of the Rings to talk about, though.
Yeah.
We did have so much Lord of the Rings to talk about. So
that's it.
That's it.
All right,
excellent, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.